We are back here on the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show, and we are excited because there are big things happening in the city of Pittsburgh. And I just want to jump right back in because we're talking about change. We're talking about, movement, lots of movement. And I said that I wanted to circle back around to Andrea Stanford. I wanted to save that for after the commercial break. So I'm just going to come right back into Andrea, because when we talk about women of color in Pittsburgh, C-suite, a lot of folks say that you can't even it's hard to put that all together, but you went through the second class of cohorts with Tally. Tell me what that was like. Tell me how you even decided that this was going to be a good fit for you.
Sure. I mean, when it's associated with Evan, who is a vision leader, I mean, you can't go wrong. Evan has a track record of not only just strong community relationships, but a track record of demonstrated leadership. And I think Bob had put it perfectly. You know, Evan had the vision. He had great partnerships with CMU, Carnegie Mellon University, to fuse together what's now called the Executive Leadership Academy. So it was a no-brainer, and it was a perfect opportunity. What I really was attracted with the program is that, of course, it had that academic instruction component, but it was layered with actual mentorship. And not just mentorship, but also executive coaching, which can be the differentiator for many executives, many individuals, many professionals to take their career to the next level. So Evan, developed this trifecta of academic leadership, personalized sponsorship, and one-to-one coaching that really propels leaders who go through this program to take their careers to the next level. So you asked what it was like going through Tally in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. We were the second cohort. So of course, Robert's over here trailblazing, and we're going strong with cohort number 2. And then the pandemic hits. And what I really respect, Evan and the faculty members of CMU, they made sure that the program and the integrity of the cohort composition remained intact despite a virtual reality that all of us were navigating. The cohort was just beginning to congeal and really form, because when you join the program, you're getting that academic instruction, you're getting that relationship building, but you're also building friendships. And peer mentoring with your cohort members. So despite the pandemic, our cohort was still able to adapt to a virtual curriculum. We still remain closely knit despite our graduation that took place in November. And in fact, many of us still get together virtually. So the transition, I think that the Tally program prepares you to be an adaptive and resilient leader. And that's what's really so strong about the program, even in this new normal that we're all navigating together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So then, Evan, this all kind of builds for when I introduced you, I said that come March 1st, you were transitioning. You're going to do this now full time is it president and CEO? Is that your new title?
As of March the 8th, I'll be March the president 8th, okay. And CEO of the Advanced Leadership Institute, which is what we're getting ready to launch in just a few months here. So we're very excited about it.
So, I mean, we talk about Robert, we talk about Andrea launching as they have gone through the program now and graduated as members of the first and second classes of cohorts. You now are launching this to another level. Talk about that, because I'm wondering, did you see that for yourself when 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
So in the initial vision, I remember conversations, even in the initial concept paper, was the question of, do we build an initiative or do we build an institute? And we said, well, let's start with an initiative so we can demonstrate that it works. But ultimately, the goal is to build an institute so that there is longevity and permanence to the programming that we're doing, because the work that we're doing it can't just be for a year or two. It needs to be a long-term commitment to making it happen. So we saw it that way. Didn't know it would happen this quickly. To be able to go from where we started to where we are and where we're heading within 3 years is pretty incredible. The concept was drafted in the summer of 2016. The next year, again, 6 months for socializing, and then we started to build the program. And then by 18, we were able to launch the first cohort. 19, the second cohort. I'm sorry, 19 was the first cohort. And then 20 was the second cohort. And we just kicked off our third cohort in 21. And so it was, I didn't anticipate that we would be able to build it out this quickly.
So I'm going to take another break, but here's what I want to talk about when we come back. And I want to get all three of you to weigh in on this, because what we're hearing and what we're seeing in the three of you is amazing success for the three of you. But when we come back after this break, I want to talk about what this means for our city. What does this mean for the region? How does this now launch the city of Pittsburgh? Because let's be honest, we've had some issues here. And we've seen some stagnancy for people of color. And, you know, I had somebody say not too long ago on my radio show, exactly what is the C-suite? It was troubling to me that there was someone who would call in and say that on the radio, who had no idea what that meant. I want to talk about that next when we return, so don't go away. We have a lot more to talk about when the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show continues.